Hey, it's Dr. Dan Purser, danpursermd.com. This is my Facebook Live on vitamins. We have a new book out tonight, today. If you haven't downloaded it, do it now. It's free on Amazon. It's called, I don't have the name memorized and I wrote the thing. It's called Vitamin Deficiencies, Symptoms, and Cures. And we're going to give away some prizes tonight for those who've downloaded it. Well, not tonight. It'll be Monday because Amazon is super slow about posting the reviews and all that kind of stuff. So here's the rules of the giveaway before I show you the awesome prizes. You have to download the book. You have to read it, skim it, whatever. Leave a review. I don't care if it's a happy review or a bad review. It's got to be an honest review. That's Amazon's requirement. And you download it for free, so you can't lose on this. And then you ask me a question tonight. And you don't have to do it in that order. You can ask me the question tonight. Then you can download the book, but it's helpful if you download it first. So here's some of the prizes. Yes, back by popular demand, we're going to give away another pair of Clary Sages and Persistence Pluses. Yep, one of each. Just some lucky winner. So there's that. And a bottle of BLM, brand new, smells new, is new, BLM. We're going to give away 3 individual bottles of Super Bees because I had some involvement with Super Bee. Yeah, I've told you guys all about them. We're going to give away 3 boxes of Master Formula. Ooh, Master Formula. Yeah. Also, hand me a progesterone book. What is that? This is in Japanese. Last time they gave me a Spanish progesterone book. This time I get a Japanese progesterone book. We'll give away, you can pick it. You can pick Spanish, Japanese, or English. And I'll autograph it for you, whoever gets the progesterone book. You got to watch the site, though, my Facebook page, because Monday, by the time all this sorts out, and you can all keep downloading, tell your friends to keep downloading the book. We'll keep it free through Monday. And then we'll announce the prizes. We'll post all the prizes for all these awesome prizes on Facebook, on my page. So you'll know who won. So you need to ask me questions. Just start pouring on the questions. I'm going to show you some stuff because people keep asking me about these. This is the Pro 7 kit, the genetic kit, the Dan Purser MD genetic kit we've been doing. It's super easy to use. You'll get it in this fancy box, and it'll come. It'll be in a little silver envelope like this, a tube. And you hope you're posting questions because I'm going to start answering them here in a minute. So then you get this little tube. You can swab your child, or you swab it inside your cheek, your right cheek for 1 minute. Time it. Use your iWatch or whatever. Time it, and then you move it over and you swab You just rotate it, do a twisty thing with your fingers, and swab your left cheek for 1 minute. And then you put it back in the tube. It'll be all filled out. You put it back in here in the envelope, little silver envelope. And then you put it in this little blue box. And then you have 3 weeks, but don't wait 3 weeks. Go down within a few days and mail it. Put it in your mailbox. It's all included. It's even prepaid postage. And the lab in Austin will get it in about a couple days, and about 10 days later we'll have the results. And then you and I can talk about the results. Some of you, I don't know what's going on with you. But when I say I think it's genetic, there's a 98% chance I'm completely right about that. Remember, I had the #1 book on genetic illnesses on Amazon for almost 2 years, so I do know a little bit about that. I'm teaching a bunch of doctors next Friday in Salt Lake about genetic errors, and I just did a 1,000-slide PowerPoint course to be put up for doctors on basics of genetics, stuff like that. So I do know a little bit about which I speak. Also, sometime in the next month, as soon as we get it all edited and set up, the genetic video where Mike Clark of Austin, Texas, he's a PhD from down there and an attorney. He's just a great guy, very knowledgeable. He and I went through 2 babies genetic testing, looking for errors, looking for inflammatory errors, looking for problems that might set them up for autism, that might cause them to have problems with vaccines, things like that. You need to watch for that video. It's going to be posted soon. And on this same site, we'll do a Facebook Live the night it goes up. Also, there'll be 2 or prep videos, we call them 1 and 2. So you can buzz through those real quick because it explains terminology, definitions, stuff like that. It's all free. Just look for those videos. But if I say your problem is genetic, you need to listen to me. You need to get a genetic test. I don't care what you get. You can get it from me, you can get it from wherever. But I want to see the genetic test. I like this kit. I've really set it up well because it helps me define a lot of problems that I see a lot in the communities, and especially in which I practice, and would help you a lot too when I suggest it. So, okay, there's that. Now, I also, sometimes you ask me vitamin questions that I don't have a clue about. It could be 84 different vitamins. Well, it could certainly be 4 or 5 different vitamins, and I don't know. You could try taking the vitamins. That's why I often suggest Master Formula or Super B, because I'm making a pretty good educated guess that you would benefit from those. And it may take a month or 2 for you to really feel amazing on those. So I have a bunch of SpectraCells tonight I'm going to go through. We actually use these as a team at Young Living to help, along with Gary, to help design the Master Formula. And so I'll show you results on those. So you'll see what SpectraCell results can look like. Though they have changed over the years. These are from a few years ago. So we had like 800 SpectraCells we went through on Young Living distributors so we could design the Master Formula for you. I also want to show you a SpectraCell. This is a SpectraCell kit. This is what, when I say get a SpectraCell, they're $500 right now for my office. We have them on sale. This is what will come in the mail to you. It will come, it's super easy to do. It'll come in a box, the forms will be all filled out. There's a FedEx envelope enclosed with it prepaid. And you gotta find the right FedEx, that's critical. You'll take it down there as soon as you get this drawn by your friendly local phlebotomist or nurse or someone at your church or someone who you know who can draw blood. And we'll include a little kit with a needle, a tourniquet, a couple of needles, tourniquets, some alcohol preps, all that, so you can get your blood drawn. Don't do it at home. You can even, I know a lot of people have even gone to their vet and, you know, give them $10 for lunch or his vet staff, because they can draw, if they can draw a poodle, they can probably draw you. So why did you give me that Japanese progesterone book? That's
all we had here at the house.
That's it?
Yep.
Now it's Japanese. Okay, sorry, I need to get off that. So, yeah, I've got a pretty big fan base in Japan. I know most of you find that crazy. So why would I have a fan base in Japan? But who knows? And then the 2 tubes come. You only get them about 2/3 full until not another drop can go in these tubes. And you put them back in this foam thing. You put them back in here. You mail this off, put it back in the box here, and mail it. Super easy. It's okay. And then put it in the FedEx envelope, and off it goes. Oh yeah, you got to shake those tubes 10 times. You tilt them back and forth 10 times after it's drawn. Mandatory that you do that. And that in the right FedEx, there's only going to be one FedEx in your area that can overnight to Houston. So you got to have all that prepped in advance and find the right FedEx. Because the minute you get this drawn, tilt the tubes 10 times, and off you go to FedEx with it. So, okay, so now we know how to do that. Let's get that out of the way. Hey, is Jared around? I want to introduce you to a young man who helped me with the book, the vitamin book. His name's on the cover of it. And he's coming. He's shy. He's kind of scared. He's just a pre-med kid. He's getting ready to go to medical school. This is Jared Larkin.
Hello.
Hey.
Get closer. A little closer.
Okay. This is Jared, and I bounce ideas off of him. I'm always asking him biochem questions and organic chemistry questions for products we're working on. We design a lot of products for people. We've got several in the mix that we're going to be presenting to Young Living that they've asked for, stuff like that. So for all you Young Living distributors out there, but we also deal with a lot of other products. So this is Jared. He helped do all the research for that book, and I nagged him to death over it, and he worked like a dog. He's got almost a 4.0, isn't it 4.0?
Pretty close.
Pretty close at BYU, which is pretty good. That's where I graduated from. He's just a cool kid. He's going to be taking the MCAT and applying to medical school soon. Some of your parents out there who have sons and daughters in medical school, you know how that goes. It's really stressful. So what is the coolest vitamin ever?
Coolest vitamin ever? Man, that's a hard question.
You throw one out there.
Oh, man. I can't even think of them all. Sure, we'll go. Yeah, B12, yeah.
B12. We picked B12.
Yeah, B12. That's actually one that we work a lot with, like with MTHFR and stuff. So that's definitely one that I know I need to take the correct form of. So all the things that we work with, done a lot of research on how B12 works and why we need specific forms of it for our bodies and things like that.
So do you need B12, extra B12? More than a normal mortal?
Yeah.
Is it because you're a super smart pre-med student or what?
Sure.
No,
I have like my own problems and stuff as well. Like that's the thing.
Genetic
issues and stuff.
Yeah, we all do, but we all have hundreds of genetic issues, don't we? Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, we all have a lot of genetic issues. I don't mean this family. I mean all of us, including all of you. It's rare that I don't see someone just crawling with a bunch of genetic issues. And it's probably getting worse, not better, as the generations go by. So what about glutathione? You like that one too?
Yeah, no, that's another one I've done a ton of research on as well.
So is it a vitamin or is it a hormone? Or what is it exactly?
It's a tripeptide amino acid thing.
So that doesn't really answer anything, does it?
It's kind of its own thing, but it has so many functions within the cell. Like every single cell in your body uses it constantly.
So if someone had a bacterial infection that had a drug-resistant bacteria, I know you did some big papers on this. What causes that bacteria to be drug-resistant? What's it called? What's this?
Acinetobacter. Oh gosh.
What's around it?
Pseudomonas aeruginosa. So it has a biofilm that will grow in the lungs of cystic fibrosis patients.
So is a biofilm? Is that like a force field?
So it's a cluster of cells that will grow and they start excreting things from their...
Yeah, it's kind of like a force field, right?
It's essentially, yeah. It protects them from anything. So
glutathione is like a laser beam that goes through the force field.
Yeah, it's able to get in, break up that biofilm, which then allows your own cells to clear it, and glutathione actually helps clear it as well.
Do these people know that we're taking a natural glutathione product through the FDA? Maybe some of them do, huh? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, we've got a lot of plans for that glutathione. Yeah, get ready. You're going to learn more about that too one day. Okay, so just looking at this SpectraCell result, this one has a B12 deficiency, asparagine, carnitine, D3, zinc, glutathione, and Spectrax. What do you think this person? Why can this person not absorb these intracellular vitamins? What do you think they have?
It looks like they have MTHFR to me.
Bingo, they do have MTHFR, and you can't. MTHFR won't allow you to absorb certain intracellular nutrients like B12, like zinc, and you can't make enough glutathione. So if your glutathione is low, what's high? What bad thing would be high?
Homocysteine, and yeah.
Okay, so high homocysteine means low glutathione because you convert glutathione to homocysteine. So if you get a SpectraCell and you have a low glutathione level, it means you have MTHFR and probably other genetic errors, and you must have a really high homocysteine level. Homocysteine is really bad. It's really bad for your cardiovascular system and them. So that if a 34-year-old person has a stroke or a heart attack, or a 38-year-old girl or a 24-year-old girl, what's the first thing the doctor should look at, but usually don't look at when they check that patient?
They should look at their homocysteine glutathione levels.
Well, bingo. Yeah, look at homocysteine levels and think MTHFR, right? Mm-hmm. They don't do it though, do they?
Nope.
Let's see. Here's another one. Same thing. Same almost exact deficiencies. B12, asparagine, calcium, zinc, Spectrax. Yeah, so another MTHFR. Yeah. So here's one. A chromium deficiency in insulin deficiency. What does chromium have to do with insulin?
Isn't it part of the receptor to bring in insulin?
Bingo. So if you have a low chromium level, your insulin receptors aren't going to work very well, and you're going to probably be told have what disease?
Type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, and in reality, all you have is a chromium
deficiency.
deficiency. Bingo. He's a smart kid. Yeah. He's my stepson too, by the way. So he's gotten to hang out with me a lot over the years.
Learned a lot.
Okay, here's one. This is a copper deficiency on this one. Copper deficiency on this spectral cell. What would that indicate? What do you think they have going on? They have a low copper. They probably have a really high serum copper level which tells you the copper isn't getting into the cells properly. I know this particular patient. It's a female, and she has really painful all the time, everything, muscles, especially in her back and everywhere. What do doctors call that?
Fibromyalgia.
Yeah, low copper intracellularly and high copper in your serum means you have fibromyalgia. It's a copper metallothionein dysfunction. I keep telling you guys that. Some of you don't listen. So if you have friends with fibromyalgia, this is someone with fibromyalgia, copper deficiency, and I've got a stack of them here. So okay, well you're getting ready for finals.
Yep.
And this is your last set of finals, and you graduate.
Yep.
You graduate. You'll have your degree
Next Thursday.
You'll be famous. Well, maybe not. So
we'll see.
Okay. And this is your first book.
Yep.
Thank you for helping me with it. Hope all these fine people download it. And so we'll put it on his resume that he had a best-selling book. And thank you very much for your help.
Yeah. No problem.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I appreciate it, man. Okay, so I'm back. So I still don't know what this says progesterone in Japanese. That's what they told me it says. So I believe it because I wrote this book. I did not convert it or translate it to Japanese, but they did happen to find my favorite, the Progesterona book. So it's available too for the winner. And they can choose either an English copy, Progesterona copy from in Spanish, or a Japanese copy. So we're going to answer some questions. Are you all right with that? Let's answer some questions. Here we go. And how many viewers do we have? Like a bazillion?
260 right now.
260. Hey guys, thank you for showing up. Do any names in there that you want me to say hi to? Anyone?
Yeah, you can just read through them real quick. See if
Man, I probably know some of them. So.
Yeah.
Kathy Watkins. Oh, can I just answer some of these?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Kathy Watkins, how do you treat copper deficiency? If it's a true copper deficiency, you give copper, but most of the copper deficiencies I see on Spectrazole are not copper deficiencies. They have tons of copper out in their serum, but not inside their cells. That's because their metallothionein is not working correctly. That's why they have fibromyalgia. They're copper poisoned, copper toxic, but inside their cells they're copper deficient. It's just a real screwed up mess. And so we give them a metallothionein support that we design. We're actually getting ready to do a big study for the Journal of the American Medical Association and publish that with all the national pain societies. So to prove our point, we actually can resolve most of the issues of fibromyalgia with that. So let me ask another one here. Let me see who else is talking. Belinda Lee Davis said, thanks for sharing so much. Thanks. Jane Fronheiser, yes, from Tennessee. I know you, Jane. And Miriam Quintanilla from El Paso, Texas. Hey, who makes a great MTHFR support? Aaron Reed, what are you doing? You're being funny. We make an MTHFR support supplement. You're being hilarious. So, let me see. Someone asked me a question. What is the best collagen supplement? Right now, BLM, but from Young Living, but we're working on that. There's new technologies. Oh yeah, remember I'm giving away some BLM with this. If you download the book, leave a review, honest review, and ask me questions. That's questions. So maybe you'll want to. We're working on a new, updated, super product. I don't want to say more than that. That I'm going to present to Young Living that really helps get rid of inflammation, arthritis, symptoms. It won't get rid of the deformities like I have one here. It won't do that, but it shuts down the arthritis. Instead of it going to the rest of my hands, That's the only one I've got, only one I'm gonna have. So the new collagen supplements that are out there are crazy good, and they just got to be created into some products that we can sell. So sell to companies or to patients or whoever. We got to make them available to you guys. So there are some really good supplements out there. If you doubt me, Google BPC-157. BPC-157. That's one of the new collagen peptides. So, okay. Thanks, Belinda Lee Davis, for having my MTH4 supplement. Thank you. I hope it's helped. My vitamin D and B12 keeps dipping off the chart. This is from Amy Wolf. Even after taking prescription doses. Any suggestions? Yeah, get your genetics testing. Something's going on. Maybe you have VDR TAC, and you need a lot of D3, like 20,000 units at that point every day. Also, if you have certain forms of MTHFR, you need a lot of B12, tons of it, along with other supports to help fill the pathway. Thus, when we designed our MTHFR support and MTHFR Support Plus products. So, and don't forget Super B, which I help reform into more natural forms of it. Super B works great. I love Super B, so not a bad option for you to take. Edgelys and BLM are really good. Sharon Westfall, yeah. Tina Townsend, will it be better than sulfurzyme? I have no idea. You guys are just going to have to try it. What I'll do is I'll get some prototypes of it. And those of you with bad 5+ arthritis in your hands, we'll want you to sample it and try it. So keep me in mind. Keep me in mind when we come out with that, probably in the next month. So we'll have our supplement prototype out. Vitiligo treatments, check your thyroid, check for zinc deficiency, and a low free T3 or free T4 or some type of Hashimoto's can give you vitiligo. So rheumatoid arthritis, seriously, you need to try that when we come out with it. What vitamins help with preventing migraines? Probably the best out there would be things that cool things down, like fish oil or like glutathione, stuff like that. So can I take reformulated Super B? Yeah, Sheila, you can. Sorry, I didn't know who that was. If you have MTHFR, will your B12 serum levels be high? Probably, because you've got a lot of cyanocobalamin floating around in you. You can't absorb intracellularly cyanocobalamin. It just floats around in your system. And yeah, your doctor go, well, your B12 is really high. It's just not the right kind of B12 that you can absorb on a cellular level. So that's why they tell you that. Or B6 or folate levels really high. Yeah, because it's really folic acid that's floating around. It does tend to cause some inflammation. It takes a few years to get rid of it, to flush it out of your system. So would Super B and Nitro together be too many vitamin Bs? No, not for people with MTHFR. Man, some of them need a lot of vitamin Bs. Stage 4 endometriosis, Progestins Plus, or lots and lots and lots of natural progesterone. If you have stage 4 endometriosis, I want to talk to you. I'd love to help you get that under control. I've done it with tons of patients. It's kind of my area of expertise. So, and all natural too. It's worth it if you've gone through it. What else supplements should someone with fibro take? I don't know. There's not really an option. Of course, I like Master Formula, but I can't remember if it has copper in it or not. So you get our copper balance. Try it, and it helps to normalize your intracellular and extracellular serum copper levels, and really can help, especially if you're severe and you work solely up to like 9 or 10 a day for a short while and then back to 4. Also try some really good glutathione too. But I've never had it fail with someone with bad fibro. So, methylcobalamin makes me feel jittery. Yeah, you need to know more about your genetic issues you don't know yet. And yeah, you may need adenosylcobalamin or hydroxycobalamin. So just so you know, there's other options out there. And since you don't know your genetics, you're making a big jump there. The person who says the methylcobalamin makes them jittery. What is natural progesterone? You can get it from a compounding pharmacy. There's some things that everyone on this website knows really well. Something that has that might have natural progesterone in it, but it's not really well talked about. So kind of leave that alone. But natural progesterone, there is a pharmaceutical. If you got a doctor and it's the only doctor in your little town, and he'll only prescribe you stuff in the PDR, not something compounded. Ask him for prometrium, or better yet, generic prometrium. It is a big pharma, but it's natural progesterone. They made a mistake and made something natural. It's crazy, huh? So get your hands on some prometrium 200 milligram capsules. Generic though, because name brand you'll have to rob a bank to buy that stuff. So I'm not saying you should rob a bank though. Copper glycinate, 20% master formula. Yeah, so I don't know. We need copper, but someone with fibromyalgia, there are like 7 or 8 foods they should avoid with high copper in them, like kale, avocados, spinach, cashews, almonds, most nuts, shellfish, things like that. And that could be a really good first step for people with fibro. So, Morgellons is just a whole other deal, whoever asked that question. So,
we've got a couple too.
Yeah, do you want me to tell you some?
Go ask
I've got
me.
some from the beginning.
Okay, go ahead, because I'm just trying to read them.
Guys. So, one of the first ones was, how long does it take to start feeling better and bring your deficiencies back into a healthy range?
Seriously, if you have intracellular deficiencies, it's going to take anywhere from 85 to 100 days. It's usually around 90, and you got to be really consistent until then. Definitely some things will make you feel better right away, but to get really solid with all your deficiencies and issues, it takes a good 90 days to change intracellular values. So sorry, but it does take a while. They didn't occur overnight, and they're not going to go away overnight. So
yeah, 90 days doesn't seem that long when you're...
Right, when you suffer for years. And that fatigue will go away. I know one of the most common things I keep getting asked by everyone is, why is my son so tired? Why does he have anxiety? Why is my daughter so tired? Why am I so tired? I can hardly get out of bed. I have 3 good days a month. I mean, look through all the messages I got on Facebook, people asking me that. It's because you have a vitamin deficiency or something horrible, some vitamin deficiency just tearing your life up. Find out what it is. It's a one-time expense. You get to find out what it is and deal with it. And yeah, if it creeps back after 2 or 3 years, you're either not taking enough or repeat the SpectraCell and find out there's just no other technology or no other option other than SpectraCell at this point. So
how do we get a SpectraCell?
You can get one from my office. We have them on sale right now in preparation for this event. They're $500. I don't even charge shipping. Usually when you come in my office, it's $650, but and we'll mail it to you with the little draw kit and everything like I showed you earlier. And so you can have a friend or a neighbor or someone who's in medicine, hopefully, or a veterinarian or someone draw it for you. It's just 2 tubes and then send it off. We'll know in about 2 or 3 weeks. We'll contact you, say, do you want us to help you with it, or do you want us to send you a copy of the results? Because our interest is in helping you. If you want us to help you go through the results and tell you what to take, I will. For my regular office fee. Go ahead.
Okay, next one is someone's wondering for some suggestions for their 10-year-old who has the heterozygous MTHFR with zinc deficiencies. They've tried stuff and nothing's really helped. What do you recommend?
You kind of got to attack the whole thing. So we're coming out with a new Tiny Bite for MTHFR. 10-year-old probably wouldn't want to give them a full capsule of our adult stuff, but the Tiny Bite is 1/2 the amount of the MTHFR Support Plus, which is the milder form of MTHFR support, and maybe 1/2 of that or 1/4 of that to begin with, and watch how good they get. Also, I think it has zinc in it, but you can also give them food high in zinc too. Give more natural options. So, and in the vitamin book, it lists all the foods high in zinc. So.
What's your favorite vitamin that you use, or that's been the most helpful?
Super B. I take Super B. I like it. I'm reluctant to give up my bottles But yes, I'm giving them away. And the kids are making me do this. They know how much I'll suffer from giving it away, but I like it. So I'll give it away. Give it away to you.
Why do some multivitamins cause nausea and constipation?
They're wrong. They've got the wrong stuff in it. They've got iron in it. Who knows why? We're so touchy genetically, especially young living distributors. That's why you've kind of come into more natural options, start looking at more natural options, stuff like that. You've got some real genetic issues that I've controlled. We all do. You're not special. We all have tons of genetic errors, but and sometimes you can't tolerate certain vitamins. Definitely, if you have MTHFR and you're a woman, and you know if you have MTHFR because you couldn't tolerate a prenatal. It made you sick, and your doctor didn't believe you. They threw stones at you. Whatever. They thought you were horrible because you wouldn't take your prenatal. And the reality is, you can't. I would take Master Formula, and actually we're coming out with the prenatal for MTHFR, but I would take Master Formula before I take that prenatal that you can't tolerate. And when we looked at the spectra cells on everyone with we drew at conventions over the years from Young Living conventions, 85% of the people we tested had MTHFR, what we look like MTHFR with their spectra cell results. So automatically you're set up for it. Thus we changed Super B. Thus Master Formula is completely different than anything else that's ever been made out there. Master Formula is awesome. Awesome. It's awesome.
Is there a vitamin deficiency that can cause hot flashes in women, or is it more hormonal usually?
Well, no, the vitamin deficiencies can definitely cause hot flashes because without the right vitamins, you can't make the right amount of hormones, like testosterone. See a lot of young men with low testosterone, but then they have a B12, they have a zinc, they have a folate, they have a serine deficiency or glutamine deficiency. They can't make testosterone. Well, I get a lot of young women with low estradiol, low progesterone, low testosterone, because their ovaries can't make the right amounts of hormones. So yeah, they're going to get hot flashes from those low progesterone levels caused by vitamin deficiencies. Do I know which ones they are? I can guess, but thus get the SpectraCell, get your genetic testing, and get a hold of this problem now. And then guess what? You'll have it dialed in for the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life, at least until medicine changes and we improve things dramatically. So yeah, you can find out. That's why I know you guys are probably like going, wow, he suggested SpectraCell for me. Or he suggested that Pro 7 genetic kit. Yeah, they're not cheap, but there's a lot of detailed information, and it's a lot better. I remember when that Cancer Institute up in Salt Lake charged $30,000 for genetic testing. I would send patients up there to get it. Yeah, and they'd have to pay for it out of pocket because they're desperate to find out. Now, really, you can get this incredible test like through our office for $4.99. I had a bunch of extra things added to it, so it's a little more than usual, but it fits for the population I'm dealing with, both your kids and you. So, and I get a lot of detailed information. Plus, with that company I tied in with, I can call and talk to their genetic counselor, who's really good. So,
what are the best vitamins to help with anxiety and panic attacks?
B vitamins, Super B, try it first. If not, there's ways to find out more about what's causing your anxiety and panic attacks. Again, get my Pro 7 55 SNP kit for adults, or if it's a child, get the child version. We'll find out why they're panicking, why they're having the anxiety. It's not a mystery. It's been well known. And I think psychiatry is going to go more and more for that. But meanwhile, doctors, primary care doctors are overworked, overextended, and they can easily in 2.5 minutes write for you some Valium or some Xanax and some Deseril, and you're out the door. I can do that in 2 minutes, but it takes me longer and a little bit more testing to figure out the exact root cause of it. Either you want root cause medicine or you like the Band-Aids. That's up to you.
Real quick, can you explain the difference between SpectraCell and the genetic testing?
SpectraCell looks at intracellular vitamins, minerals, amino acids, like 35 of them. Well, really, it's 39 tests in there, but they have some others where they kind of do some math and stuff. It's their own normative values, but it's a great test. We use it in research at the university where I did endocrinology research. It's a great test. They have the patent on it, and only they can do it. And it answers questions that you don't even know you should have. But it'll show me if you have, like that person, B12, folate, pantothenate, serine, glutamine, glutathione deficiencies, all that. And I'll go, aha. And I see those patterns over and over and over again. That tells me you have some form of MTHFR and a bunch of other methylation issues and probably some other stuff going on. And so I'll want to dig deeper with genetic testing. Then you have your answers. It's not like you have to see me forever or have me help you forever. It's usually 3 or 4 visits. We figure it out. I get you on a program. Good luck. Adios. Call me if you need me. The genetic testing, you swab the inside of your cheeks just like on TV, with CSI. We send it off and we find out what was passed down to you through your parents, what their parents passed down to them. We can look back. MTHFR, for example, the original mutation occurred back with some Viking in Denmark or Norway about 600 or 700 generations ago. Think about that. That's 1,500 generations ago, maybe further. And we still have them today. We're still carrying them. And so like in Utah, where everyone has blonde hair, hazel or blue eyes or whatever, and of Northern European descent, there it is. Some Viking, the Vikings got around, did a lot of pillaging, raping, burning, killing, whatever. But they left a lot of little kids around there wherever they went. And so that's why we have it. So,
does vitamin B ever make your skin red? Some people have found that.
Niacin. Well, niacin will make niacin's B3 and it'll make your skin, you'll flush and it's really annoying.
Is there any way to counteract that?
Yeah, you're not going to like this. Take wintergreen, I guess, or half an aspirin and really watch your carbs that day you're flushing because of the carbs you've intaked.
What is the best multivitamin? You've kind of talked on that.
Yeah, Master Formula.
Cool. Lots of people are always asking that. They like that.
If you're not a Young Living distributor, you're going, huh? I like Thorne Basic 2.0, 2 a day or whatever it's called. Thorne's always safe to take. Master Formula is super excellent if you're Young Living. So I'm giving you options. Please forgive me. Some of you are not Young Living distributors, so I have a lot of followers who are not. So,
what's the best form to take vitamin D? Is it liquid or
liquid? Yeah, and you can take a liquid in a gel cap. That's fine too. You can get 5,000 or 10,000 units easily in a little tiny gel cap. That's still liquid. So, studies have shown that dry vitamin D doesn't work as well. So,
is there any age that you should be getting this testing or should not be getting testing done?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it to a really small child. It's just not that helpful. I'd rather look at their genetics anyway. But probably past about, well, I know we did it on our 13-year-old. It was really helpful. But that's probably about the lower age limit. Otherwise, no. If you're postmenopausal, it's really critical that you get them. He can answer so many of your questions and hurts and aches. And also, I use it to help patients prevent osteoporosis, osteopenia. Get my osteoporosis book if you have a question. We'll do some Facebook Live on that one night. Yeah. Great questions. It's going to be hard to pick a winner.
Yeah.
Or winners. We got like 9 things. And don't forget the Japanese progesterone book, which is number 1 on everyone's list. So
everyone wants it in Japanese. Someone's asking if you have any thoughts on CBD oil. Their mother has really bad arthritis and fibro and can't sleep because of the pain. Do you think it would help? Or do you think there's other options she could look into?
Yeah, there's definitely other options. I've already talked about some tonight. She needs to, I see a lot of MTHFR that also is involved with fibro. Matter of fact, I think most of them, I'm just going to say it here, even though Ben Lynch thinks otherwise, I would say most fibro cases have bad MTHFR too, and you got to deal with both issues. If they have hormonal problems, you got to deal with that too. So that's 3. You're dealing with the MTHFR, so the genetic issues. You're dealing with the fibros, so you're trying to help their metallothioneins function, and you're dealing with their hormone issues. But you can make them normal. You can make them feel completely normal. Over the hill, just a little bit though, right behind them is always the threat of that fibro coming back if they eat the wrong foods, like the chickpeas, which is in hummus, they can blow up. If they eat guacamole, they can blow up. I've talked to so many fibro patients, but that's how we get rid of all the symptoms. And so, yeah, CBD capsules, I would suggest more. Probably a 10 milligram capsule. I'd only do the supercritical CO2 extracted CBD too, by the way. Let's clear that up right now for anyone who's interested. There's a company I like in Colorado called Wabe, W-A-A-Y-B. You've seen me mention a few times in some of my answers. If you contact them, they have supercritical CO2 extracted CBD, and CBD capsules. You need to try it. So make sure it's legal in your state and all that. It's just hemp powder, so it usually is, but their stuff is super good. CBD is definitely going to end up not being the cure-all everyone thinks it is, but it can help a lot of people, so hope that helps.
Yeah. We've had a few people asking about how you work with patients long distance from your office, if they can become patients, like what does that kind of look like?
Yeah, well, if I'm just suggesting vitamins and talking about genetic testing and all this, which is mostly what I do long distance, yeah, it's easy. It's legal. We can do it over the phone. We can talk, share information, get labs, do whatever. I don't really deal with insurances, haven't for 19 years, 20 years now. Don't need to, don't want to, will never be involved in that because they're not going to tell me what I can and can't do with you. Number one. Number two, and I try and keep it all super reasonable. Number two, if you're going to actually technically become a patient and I have to write or call in a prescription for you, then I need to lay eyes on you. I need to physically examine you in the state in which I'm licensed. And yeah, I may be able to start you on something, but you're going to have to get out to Utah fairly quickly. So I know around convention, I'm seeing a lot of people the week before and week of and week after that want to become my patients. So that's in July. Usually July is around here kind of slow, and so I was looking forward to a slow July this year, but there's no way I'm getting slammed already. That week in July is already getting filled. So because then you can become my patient once I've physically examined you, looked at you, talked to you, shaking your hand in the state in which I'm licensed. That's Utah. So that's how it works. That would mean I could call in prescriptions, things like that. Otherwise, and there's certain controlled substance that I don't deal with anyway. I can, but if you're long distance, I can't call them in because you got to come in for every visit to see them. So I usually get you off all that, and we go strictly with vitamins, things like that. Yeah, and I'm an MD. I'm sounding like a naturopath, and it works. So you can look at all the Google reviews. How many do I have? Do I have a lot of Google reviews? Yeah,
40-something.
40-something. So look at those Google reviews. You get a good idea if I work or not.
And they can see all your tests and sign up for a consult online at
www.danpursermd.com. You can just sign up for an appointment then if you want to. That's not really what this is about. I'm trying to share information. I'm trying to get you to download my book. Go download my book and read it and then leave an honest review. And then if you've asked a question tonight, then you're in a drawing for the goodies. So not whether we ask your question or not, but whether you ask a question, because we're trying to get or say something, comment, do something. And so because we'll pick from that list, and then we'll go to see if you left a review on Monday, and then we'll see if you did. And it has to be a verified review, so you download the book. And then bingo, we'll put your name up and tell you what prize you won. And you can contact us and get it. Even last time, several women won these Progestins Plus and Clary Sages. Going to ship them for free. They've never contacted us. We're recycling these now. Why? I can't believe I'm giving away like $100 in essential oils retail, and no one wants them. Really, I'm shocked actually.
Some people want them. Just those women, they just disappeared on us somehow. We got ghosted.
Okay, we got ghosted. Don't ghost us. If we contact you or leave your name, we'll give you, should we put a limit on it, like 24 hours? Okay, 48. And if they haven't reached out to us, we'll pick someone else, okay? So watch Monday, watch my Facebook. So check it.
Next question.
Okay.
So a wife is asking if there's any suggestions for supplements for low testosterone. Her husband.
Yeah, Master Formula.
Great.
I'd be hammering that down. And also, if man, I'd be thinking MTHFR. I'd maybe add Super B occasionally too. And if it hasn't brought its levels up in 60 days or 90 days, get a SpectraCell. Quit screwing around and get genetic testing too if you need to, and we'll figure it out. I always do. It always works. That combination works 98 point. And that, come on, it's probably 100% of the time when done right. I can figure it out. Or it could be pituitary, and there's other options. So,
Does muscle cramps have anything to do with the vitamin deficiency?
yeah, magnesium glycinate. Magnesium. Get doctor's best chelated magnesium. Take 2 a day, 3 a day to begin with. Your muscle cramps will go away really quickly. If that's not it, try zinc. If that's not it, get a SpectraCell.
People are wondering, before they take a SpectraCell, should they be stopping taking the
No.
vitamins?
No, don't stop your vitamins. You don't have to fast. You don't have to do diddly. That SpectraCell looks back over the last 100 days. If you stopped stuff 100 days ago, that's probably not going to show up. So, but you'll know if your vitamins are working from it too. That's a good thing. So, and I want to know the vitamins you're on when we talk about your SpectraCell results, so I can kind of get an idea. But if in doubt, if you've got fatigue, if you've got anxiety, if you've got low testosterone, if you've got brain fog, any of that, get a SpectraCell. Quit suffering and freaking find out what is going on with you. Please, I'm throwing this out there. I'm just trying to help all of you that I can. I don't need to hassle with this. I don't need to do this, but I love you guys. And I hate when people suffer, especially fibro patients. That's insane. We can really help them get their fibro under control. So go ahead. Sorry, I'm preaching.
No, it's great.
No, it's bad.
Do you have any recommendations for Epstein-Barr? There's a couple people asking.
Yeah, lots of glutathione. Call us.
Do you want to explain more about why they have to call glutathione?
Glutathione is the most antiviral substance you make. There's only one out there that's received a patent. And you can contact my office. We'll help you with that. We'll help you get some of that. Right now, it's kind of invisible. That's because it's being purchased by a company to be licensed. Anyway, kind of complicated, but I can't say more right now, especially in front of you guys. But so contact my office if you want some. If you want your EBV symptoms to go away, try a really good, validated, absorbable, reduced, stable, those initials, glutathione, and within a day or two, your symptoms will be resolved.
Is there any vitamin that people usually tend to over-supplement?
B vitamins. I don't think you can over-supplement vitamin C. If you have bleeding gums or blood vessels that break a lot, please get on Super C. I know there are a couple of C's at Young Living, but I always took Super C. I still do. I don't take it every day, but I take it occasionally, like 2 or 3 times a week. Super C is awesome. I'd get on Super C and take it.
Someone is saying that they get really tired, lazy, forgetful, can't really focus, and they just really feel like sometimes they're just not all there. Would that be a vitamin deficiency?
Yep. Yes, ma'am. I'm tired, lazy, focused, fatigued, spacey. I'll guarantee you that's a vitamin deficiency, unless you're on drugs or alcohol or something not telling us. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's usually a vitamin deficiency.
Do you think kids are okay to take master formula, or is there any other vitamin you recommend for kids?
Be patient. Okay, that's all I'm just going to say about
Sorry.
that. Things, who knows? Yeah. Whatever the Young Living vitamins, whatever they are for kids that they have. If you do master formula for them, I do it once a week according to how small they are. Just be patient. Things might happen that give you other options. Okay, I'll just leave it at that.
People are a little bit confused. Does SpectraCell test for MTHFR, or is it the genetics, or?
SpectraCell shows me patterns. Like if you have a B12, a pentothenate, a B3, which is niacin, a glutathione deficiency, a serine deficiency, a zinc deficiency, my light's going to go on that you have, and a folate deficiency. you darn well have MTHFR until proven otherwise. Or you have some kind of major bad methylation error until proven otherwise. And I've never seen it any other way. So yeah, it does kind of help diagnose it, helps confirm it. But SpectraCell will show you a lot of other things. What if you're a new diabetic and you're going, can I get rid of this? Yeah, let's see if you got a zinc or chromium deficiency, because either one of those would affect your insulin receptor functionality on the cell surface, and you're going to be diagnosed with diabetes, even though you don't really technically have magic type 2 diabetes. You have a zinc or chromium deficiency affecting your ability to handle insulin. So you take care of the zinc or chromium deficiency and it goes away. It's magic. Well, it's not really yet a deficiency. And once you understand the science behind it, it's pretty simple. So what was the question? I was preaching. Sorry.
People are just confused between SpectraCell, if it tests MTHFR or...
It'll tell them, it'll give me indications. I can also, there's virgin cells. That means not that we're going to sacrifice you over a volcano or anything. It means that you kind of moved. Sorry, I'm being goofy. Am I supposed to do some of the Japanese? No? Okay. So SpectraCell, what was the question?
What do you recommend for testing for MTHFR? How about that?
Genetic testing.
Cool.
One thing I've definitely learned, I've become a lot more sophisticated, and as years go by, I'm going to become more and more sophisticated and sophisticated. Let me say the word correctly so I sound like I actually know what it means. Sophisticated in my genetic testing. I look at a lot more than just, if you think all you want me to do is test for MTHFR, great. A couple $100, we can figure it out. For the testing, super cheap. But if you want me to look at your massive fatigue issues, that anxiety that pops up all the time, your headaches, all that, or it's your child or everything else, plus they panic, plus they have anxiety attacks, plus they're socially evasive and all that, and you can't get them out in the open, I want to look at a lot more genetic testing. Wait and see the genetic debate that Mike Larkin and I have over those two genetic panels. Those are pretty extensive. Those developmental kids panels we got on that 6-month-old and the 1-year-old. And in our debate, but that's about 1 hour and 10 minutes for that video. It's going to be well worth you watching if you want to know more about what the GX or the Pro 7 kit like I offer. It's those, but a little more on steroids. It gives me a lot more details for things I look for, like in Young Living Distributors. So I know you guys are a special group, and you're amazingly alike genetically. Isn't that weird? But it's what we found. So it's because that's why you like to use essential oils. That's why you can only use natural stuff, things like that. So.
When's the best time to take vitamins? In the morning, at night?
It varies according to what it is. Don't take melatonin in the morning. Well, it's not really a vitamin, but it's a supplement. Yeah, most of them are okay in the morning. If you are taking vitamin D, always take it in the morning and take your calcium at night, because you don't want to take calcium in the morning and D at night. D sits in your small bowel and reaches out and grabs the calcium as it goes by. So you want to take calcium later in the day so it can reach out and grab it. That's about my only rules. And take with food, please.
What are the symptoms of a CoQ10 deficiency?
Oh yeah, I've had one, and I've got here's one right here. CoQ10, see it? Coenzyme Q10. Can you see that? Yeah. That's brain fog and fatigue. Crazy brain fog. I've had that. That could be my test I got a few years ago, except for I didn't have a copper deficiency. I had a glutathione deficiency with my CoQ10 deficiency. Brain fog, fatigue. I was just like, are you kidding me? I looked at all my hormone levels. They were good. Of course, I have to take everything because of my own pituitary damage. But, and so I got the test on me. I get them occasionally when I can't figure anything else out, which is what I suggest for some of you too. And wow, by the time I got home, I took 5 really good high quality CoQ10 I used. Ubiquinol, not ubiquinone. And literally within 30 minutes, brain fog was gone. My fatigue was gone. But I stayed on it ever since. I take 2 a day. I get them at Costco. Okay, that's all I'll say about that. Maybe Amazon.
Few people are wondering when's the best time to check for MTHFR. Should it be children when they're young, or like when symptoms are
Definitely. Oh, and if you think your child's autistic or worried about it, if you already had one autistic child, that's the whole point of that video Mike Larkin and I shot. Yeah, get them early. Yeah, we found out our daughter she was 12 and had it, and we started her on our MTHFR support, kind of like half a capsule a day. And so she took 1 or 2 to begin with. She loved them. She grew like 1.5 feet, didn't she? Yeah.
She's taller than me now.
Yeah, she's almost taller than me. All this blonde hair, it's crazy. That's Chantel, our daughter. Some of you remember from the blood draws when she's a little bitty idget, but she's really tall now, and you want your kids to max out, give them the right vitamins, figure out genetically what they need. It's a whole different deal. She makes straight A's. She's plays tennis. It's crazy what she's become. So, and a lot of it's because we dealt with her vitamin issues and genetic issues up front. Do it. It's the smartest thing you'll ever do. You'll love that you did that.
Real quick, we only have a couple more minutes left. You just want to keep reading off some questions here, answer them rapid fire.
What would cause electricity like zings in the skin that lasts for a minute or so? B12 deficiency. Ubiquinol is 9 times more absorptive than ubiquinone, so don't even mess with ubiquinone. Yes, can use lime and orange as essential oils to increase glutathione, as long as you don't have any genetic errors preventing them. SuperCal Plus for a year. Finally, it dawned on me to see what my blood calcium level was. Good point. If you're on statin, should you take ubiquinol? Yes, but boy, you'll get flamed on here for asking that. Can the test be ordered from Australia? The genetic test can be, and I would suggest it. Yeah, I do deal with hypopituitary patients all the time. There's not really a pituitary endocrinologist in Utah, Colorado, Arizona, Nevada, Wyoming, Colorado. I think I said that twice. Idaho. So is the only one that can get rid of fibroids is lots of progesterone, and that's only maybe 60-70% chance. What can you recommend for Lyme disease? Glutathione. It's extremely antibacterial and antiviral. Vitamins, when vitamin for Hashimoto's reactive with hypoglycemia, get a Spectracell. How do you get rid of inflammation? Fish oil, resveratrol can really help, but I'd want to see a Spectracell. I want to look at genetics to know for sure. Vitamin for eczema, get a Spectracell. Try rubbing on topical. Glutathione, it can help. I don't know what EOE is, I'm sorry. Surgery for pituitary tumor or treatment. I don't do surgery, but we do deal with the hormonal issues that occur afterwards all the time. No answer for lupus, but dang it, I would get a Spectracell because what if they're wrong? Is sulfurzyme good for glutathione? Yeah, but if you got genetic issues, you might not be able to make it. What glutathione do you recommend? Don't ask me. I can't say. Well, call my office. We'll tell you. Call me. 801-796-7667. Marcia White, please. Have you... oh, no, that's just someone else. 12-year-old with mono. Glutathione. Call me. Glutathione is amazing for mono. EBV, we did a big study on it, and it's amazing. Vertigo, get a Spectracell. That's so annoying. That's so horrible. Get a Spectracell. Support for strokes. Fish oil. Get my book, Handbook A. If it's a woman, get it for women. If it's a man, get it for men. My Program 120 Handbook A off Amazon. You get the Kindle version. There's a whole list of things you can take for strokes. It's cheap. Do it. Should everyone take glutathione? No. But people who need it know it, or will know it if they get their genetics tested. Glutathione on an empty stomach, yes. Not after you've not eaten for like 30 minutes at least, and don't eat for about 20 minutes after, or drink. Supplements for IgA deficiency, again, a Spectracell. I get that. What lowers good pressure, good blood pressure. B6, I've heard, can do it. Sulfurzyme increases glutathione levels. That's a word, and does some other stuff. Alzheimer's, PQQ stops it. That's at FDA validated 23 studies. PQQ 20 milligrams a day. Get the doctor's best version. Also, there's a you got to take it with 200 milligrams of ubiquinol. Get the Qnol and take it after 6 weeks. 30% improvement in memory and stops advancement of the disease. That is FDA validated. That's not me making that up. So it's serious stuff. We have the license for BioPQQ here in the U.S. for MLMs, but we've yet to the MLM buy it. Take us up on it. Depersonalization issues. That's probably an MTHFR or some type of B vitamin or genetic issue. Get them tested genetically. You'll figure it out. 11-year-old son has slightly low thyroid. What'd you recommend? Zinc. I really would. Zinc. No, my office consult does not include the SpectraCell, but we'd cover it. No, that's a lab in Texas that we had to pay for, and we're giving a really good deal right now on it. No, we don't. I would not advise you building insurance for your SpectraCell. You want to get into a nightmare where you end up owing $1,400 or $2,600. I've seen it all. Whatever your insurance was supposed to pay, SpectraCell, then if they deny it, SpectraCell will come after you even if you paid us. Don't bill your insurance. Thank you, Christina Amato. 17-year-old boy uses excuse for forgetfulness. Could this be a valid argument? Could he be deficient? Yeah, get a SpectraCell. You'll know that's a good age to get one. Then he can't give you crap after that. Yeah, but then if he's got major vitamin deficiencies, you're going to feel horrible. Best recommendation for PCOS, Christina. DCI. Google it. D-chiral inositol, 600 milligrams. If one a day doesn't do it for everyone who has PCOS, try 2 a day. But 2 a day is too intense for most people. You might have to take one to lower your blood sugar too much. D-chiral inositol is freaking amazing. So, anxiety, panic, OCD, that's some type of methylation problem. Get our genetic kit off my website, danpursermd.com, and we'll figure it out. Okay. I think inflammation. I love inflammation issues. Those are genetic. Resveratrol, antioxidants. There's a lot of good things you can do for fish oil. It's got to be a really good high quality fish oil and a lot of it. And get genetically tested. Again, contact my office. DCI for PCOS, Mallory White, you get points. Good job. Okay, I need to shut up, they say. I love you guys. Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Get the help you need. Quit goofing around. It's so easy to get this stuff figured out and cheap, actually, in the long run. Better than you struggling, taking all the crap you're taking. You can really zero it in. So this is Dr. Dan Purser. Well, remember, check back Monday at CU1. God bless and go in good health.